Happy Friday, guys. What is going on? Hope everybody is well. Good morning. I am just heading into the office for a little bit, getting ready to prepare to take off to the Emerald Isle in 1 week. So, guys, my life today is one that is filled with trauma. It's filled with empathy. Like this journey that I've been on the past few months has, undoubtedly just changed my life. And by doing that as a man, by working on myself, by building myself, by taking myself into the fucking darkness to find the fucking light, it impacts everyone. It impacts my wife. It impacts my kids. It impacts my employees. It impacts how I show up every fucking day for myself. And like I said on my stories last night, I had a call late last night. I really felt for this guy. Like, I really felt the struggles and the pains that he was going through, and I felt where he was at, because I've been there. Like, I've been in that fucking pit, not knowing where to turn, not knowing what to do, not knowing what the fucking next step is for my life. Like, you can have all the money, you can have the cars, you can have the house, you can have the vacations, you can have all that shit, but none of it matters if you don't feel fulfilled as a man. Like, if you wake up every day and you keep doing the same shit every day and it doesn't bring a level of contentment in your life, none of it fucking matters. There is not one thing that you can buy, there's not one fucking drug you can take that is going to bring that level to your soul. So as I was having this conversation with this this guy yesterday, I just heard in his voice the pain that I've been through. The pain of not knowing where to turn. The pain of, look, like, I'm doing all the things, or I feel like I'm doing all the things, and I'm reading all the books, and I don't fucking feel better. I don't have confidence. I don't have self-belief in my capabilities as a man. So I just told him, I was like, man, you weren't brought up by a man. Your father did not know how to show up in a way for you to teach you these things. And that's the same thing. It's the same thing for me, because our fathers weren't brought up by their fathers to show up. There's a complete disconnection for hundreds of years, right? The industrial revolution brought this forth of how to be a man. We do not know how to be a man. And then we're constantly bombarded by the societal norms, or whatever you want to call them, that tells us the things that we were inherently designed with by God, that they're wrong. Society tells us to be a man is wrong. Well, guess what? Fuck society. Fuck all this shit. Because men everywhere are fucking hurting. Men everywhere are struggling every fucking day with depression, with anxiety, with fucking showing up for themselves. And I don't know about you guys, but I am not okay with that. I am not okay with men struggling with this shit. They have nowhere to turn, so they go and they buy all the fucking books, yet they have no results. They have no fruit, they have no results. And if you're a man that has children, boys, just like I do, even girls, you have to be able to show up in a way that is healthy, in a way that they understand, if they're little boys, how they need to show up as a man, and if they're little girls, what they need to look for. Because it ain't happening, guys. It's not fucking happening right now. As a collective in society, as a tribe, it is not fucking even close to happening. And I said this to this guy yesterday, because he's active in the church. And I said, look, I have nothing against the church, but here's the thing. If the church was getting it done for men would not be in this fucking spot. And if you're a man watching this right now and you don't believe any of the things I'm saying, you're fucking lying. And I can prove to you you're fucking lying. You're lying to yourself, you're lying to your wife, you're lying to your kids, you're lying to everybody in your life. So as I had this, hour-long conversation coaching call with this guy, here's the deal. Like, he got information. I started to work him through what it is that I'm going to do in the coaching business, in the coaching space. And, he didn't sign up as a client. And that's okay. Like, not everybody's going to be a fit. And here's the thing. As men, we have a fucking problem thinking that we can do everything ourselves. Right? I don't know if it's something in our DNA, but we think we can fix every fucking problem. And why that might be the case, you might be able to do some stuff around the house or whatever. But the greater power move is knowing when to ask for help. And it's knowing when you need to step into something that you're fearful of or that you don't want to do it. And I'm not saying this just because I'm in the space of coaching. I'm saying this because I was fucking there. There were many times that I should have fucking stepped through my own ego and my own bullshit and made that decision to go forward. Because I can tell you guys, for the past 4 months, I have virtually said yes every time I wanted to say no. And guess what's happened? My life got better. I felt more fulfilled. I received more confidence in myself daily. Think about that. Now, when it comes to the coaching, right? Whether you want to join a coaching group, whether it's mine or not mine or whatever, do you understand the difference of that decision? It's one decision. And I do this. I've done this multiple times in my life. Right? Let's say I said, you know what? If you pay me $10,000, I could promise you'll make $20,000. If I made that pitch to you, no matter what space it's in, you would be a fool not to take it. But what did I just give you? I gave you certainty that if you pay me X, you will double X. And if there was that guarantee, I would say that the majority of the people would do it. Now, if you're like me, I'm a skeptical guy. I'd be like, well, really? Like, what's the fine print here? But as a man that's super skeptical, what I've known is when I step into those situations and I feel like I'm being sold on something, I step into it, I make the decision, that one decision. It's always worked out. And And it's because when I step into that decision, I know that I have to do the work. I just recently did this myself. So I just hired another coach in a specific area for my coaching business. And when I get back from Ireland, I'm going to put myself in a position of complete discomfort. Something I do not want to do, something I've avoided, but I said yes. And I wasn't being sold. I wasn't given a guarantee. I was presented an opportunity that if I show up how I need to show up, I will achieve X result. And that's what I'm after. We're all after results. In our body, in our connection with God, in our marriage, with our kids, in our business, in our job, we're all after results. We are all aiming a fucking arrow at a target, no matter who you are, no matter what race you are, no matter who you like to fuck, no matter what business you're in. We are all aiming an arrow at a target. And too often times as men, what we do is we pull that arrow back, we draw it back, and we see the target. We're looking down range, we see that fucking target, and we have the arrow drawn back, and our fucking arm starts to shake. And because we don't have certainty that if we release that arrow, it's going to hit the target, we fucking stop and we do nothing. And then we continue to show up the same fucking way we've been showing up because we're fearful and we're fucking scared and we don't have the guarantee. That's how we show up as men. Because we don't want to make the wrong decision. Because sometimes we feel like our life is on the fucking line. Can I spend this money for coaching? Can I buy this program? Or whatever it is. We don't ever release that fucking arrow. And that's why we continue to stay in the same container we've built around ourselves, the same prison we've built for ourselves day after day. That's why we continue to go to things like porn and alcohol and weed, and some men go to affairs because we stay in that box. And we're looking for something to fulfill us that's going to give us that guarantee and certainty without taking the risk. My dudes, I've been there so many fucking times. I am put there constantly. I don't know what's on the other side, so therefore I don't want to take action. But if somebody gave you a guarantee and said, you know what, if you coach with me, you will get all this stuff, you'd be a fool not to take it. And the problem is, from a standpoint of a coach, I see the game now. I see the other side of it. Like, I see so much in you that you might not see right now. Same thing with this awesome dude I spoke to last night. He's a good guy. I've known him for a few years. I haven't known him well, but I've known him for a few years. And he's a great dude. He's a great husband. He fucking shows up for his kids. He shows up for his fucking wife. He shows up. But he's struggling. And how can you show up and continue to struggle? This is me. This is what I did for 7 years. I showed up in how I thought I should show up, yet inside I was empty. Inside I had no idea what the fuck was wrong with me. The more money I made, the more we're able to afford nicer things, nicer vacations, more vacations. I wasn't satisfied. It's because that thing doesn't exist. You can keep buying the shit. You can keep reading the books, but you're not handling the root problem. And that is yourself. You're not figuring out what it is for you that you need to develop to get past that. so you continue to show up the same. So my friends, what I offer is a lot different. What I offer doesn't matter what program or whatever you've done in the past or books you've read in the past. What I offer is completely fucking different. I'm offering you a way to show up different. I'm offering you a way to feel fulfilled as a man and to weaponize yourself with the tools that I've learned and that I've gained over the past few months. I mean, if I told some of y'all what I've spent on coaching and finding myself, you'd fucking hit the floor. You would hit the floor and be like, holy shit, I would never spend that money on myself. But that's the point. I have done the work, I've spent the money, I've gotten the tools, and I waited 7 fucking years for this man right here to show up. And now that I have the tools, I'm going to weaponize you to do the fucking same in a quarter of the time. And sometimes we just have to believe in ourselves enough to make that one decision to move forward because we've had enough. But until you do that, until you make that one decision, it doesn't matter what book you read, it doesn't matter what you do or how you show up. Because if you stay inside the same box, you're going to stay the same. If you do nothing, you will get nothing. So we got to stop looking for guarantees and promises and all this other shit. That's why I did a video the other day that I don't guarantee anything. Because if you don't show up, you're going to blame me. This isn't about me, it's about you. And as men, we gotta separate that. So, in a couple weeks, I'm gonna be opening up a handful of spots for my coaching group. I have not opened any yet, but in a few weeks, I'm gonna open them up, and I'm gonna be very limited because I'm just starting out. So, if you're interested, shoot me a direct message, and I'll send you the application, and we'll get fucking going. Let's break this fucking container we're in. So until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow.